Okay, this is the TURBONOCK HUNTER in the shooting machine. It's drawn back to the yellow indexing mark. The level is showing level, and the laser is on the indexing laser target. 50-yard shot. TURBONOCK HUNTER, 50 yards. Okay, this is TURBONOCK T4. It's a twisted knock that works with any fletched arrow. We have 3 boning blazers on there, a total of 3 square inches of vein. Again, the level's level and the laser's indexed. Shot's ready to fire. This is T4 and blazers, 50 yards. Okay, it's in the target. I can measure from that. Okay, this is the FOB. Has a straight knock, tubular veins, and 3 internal veins. Total of 2.6 square inches of vein. Again, the level's level, and the laser's on index, ready to shoot. This is the FOB at 50 yards. We're going to go measure for trajectory. Okay, first we're going to measure trajectory, the difference. I use the hunter as a center point. 50 yards, the hunter is 9 inches lower in the target than the T4 with the blazer. At that same distance, the FOB is 14 inches lower in the target at 50 yards. The FOB is 6 inches lower than the hunter. So between the hunter and the FOB, we have a 9-inch gap. And down here's another 6-inch gap. So there's again 15 inches. 15. Total of 14 inches gap between these two. This one's in the middle. Rather marked difference in trajectory. This is the lightest arrow, even though it has the largest veins. This is the heaviest knock, even though it has the smallest veins. But these two both had flatter trajectory than the FOB. Now we're going to look at the back at penetration. Okay, I turned the target around so there was sunlight on it. The FOB with very low rotation penetrated 5 3/4 inches. TURBONOCK HUNTER penetrated 10 3/4 inches. And T4 penetrated 7 1/4 inches. Again, 5 3/4, 10 3/4, 7 1/4. FOB, least trajectory, least amount of penetration, very low RPMs. Both of these arrows were spinning at around 8,000 RPMs, and with that high rate of spin, for some reason, it transfers more energy to the target than an arrow that's not spinning fast. This goes against what most people think, but this is what data proves. Ta-da. Okay, these are the arrows that were used in the test. T4, TURBONOCK T4 knock that has a twist in it, was using 3 boning blazer veins. Total wind resistance area of 3 square inches. They weighed 15.5 grains. This was the lightest setup. The FOB had 2.6 square inch of vein. I took one apart, measured it. You have the outer circle and the 3 inner vanes, plus the NOCK. It weighed in at 43 grains. TURBONOCK HUNTER weighed 54 grains with 1.6 square inch of vane. Surprisingly, these two arrows had much flatter trajectory than this one, and they also out-penetrated it, as you saw in the video. These two arrows, the only difference except for weight, this had less wind resistance to this, smaller vanes, this has larger vanes. You would have think there would be some other result, but they have twisted nocks. This does not. By using a twisted NOCK and instantly spinning an arrow, you bypass some of the wind resistance other arrows encounter just using wind to make them spin. The results are obvious. People don't believe this happens. Every time I do this experiment, same results. TurboNocks out-penetrate other arrows. Not just the FOB, but other fletched arrows. I'll do other shooting later. I have to get my fletching machine out of the boxes. Can't find my clamp. I'm going to do fletched arrows, TurboNocks. I'm also going to do fletched arrows with and without the T4. You'll see a difference there just by changing the NOCK. This is the shooting we did today. We'll be doing more later.